Hey guys, it's Christine. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I plan out my homeschool week using my Anna Vance Homeschool Planner. I have loved using this planner for the past couple of years. I actually just recently purchased the PDF version and printed that out, and I've got a video sharing how I put that together, so I will link that for you. But today we're just going to be using my current planner. Also, I have to apologize if you hear rain in the background. I'm sorry, it's raining and I can't do anything about the weather, but hopefully it won't be too loud and you'll be able to hear me just fine. But before we hop into the full planning content, I want to thank today's sponsor. This is Creative Fabrica. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. They are an online graphic design, digital content company, and I really love what they have to offer. So specifically today, I'm going to be chatting to you about their Teachers Club card, which is a really cool deal. And I'm going to show you here the way that it works is that for just $2.99 a year, you get access to over 10,000 teaching resources. And how that works is you get to download up to 5 teaching resources per week and 260 per year. So it's $2.99 annually, but you're also not tied into that. You can cancel at any time. Another thing that's really great about it is that 100% of the proceeds from this Teachers Club card deal goes to the teachers who are uploading content. So there's a bunch of cool teaching and educational content on here, and it's a crazy good deal, honestly, when you look at it. So we'll go through and we'll look at some of the resources available in just a little bit. But if you use something like Teachers Pay Teachers or Etsy, that's great. But honestly, what you can get here for such a low price is really incredible. So I love the things that they have available on here. They've got everything from grade pre-K all the way through grade 12, and I'm sure that you will find something that you love. Another thing that you can do with them is if you are somebody who creates educational materials and sells them, you can upload them here as well. So if you have stores on other platforms, you can totally put your things up here and have them sold on here as well. They've got some great ways for how to do that and how to make money using their platform. So let's have a look at the resources they have to offer. You can see you can organize it here by grade level. I'm going to go to pre-K because I have a daughter who is going to be in preschool next year, and I'm sure some of these resources will come in handy. So you've got lots of tracing sheets. I love that there's editable Canva templates. That's really helpful. And then they've got alphabet tracing, and then animals tracing and coloring. My daughter would love that. I love the daily responsibilities chart. That's really cool. So all of these are included. You can download any of these within your deal, and that's what you get access to. It is a very cool deal. So go ahead and check out Creative Fabrica. I will have a link to them down in the description. I think they're an awesome company, and I love what it is that they offer for our kids. Okay, back to planning. These are the stickers that I use in my planner. People always ask where I get them or how I make them. I make them myself using my Cricut, and I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to be filming a video on how to make these. There are loads of videos online how to make stickers using a Cricut. The basics of it is that I just measured how big I wanted them to be and then created them in Cricut Design Space. I will try and link to the printable sticker vinyl that I use though, because I found it really excellent. It's nice and thick, but it's also very forgiving when you're putting things on. I can usually lift them up and reposition them without it tearing too much of the paper, which is really great. So on this side, I just have all our homeschool stuff, so all my kids' names and the days of the week. And then on the other side is where I put homework, meals, and my to-do list. And that's really great because I can sort of flip it over once we're done homeschooling for the day and focus on just house and work stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and write in the date. This is something I always like to have at the top. It just helps me, and oftentimes I have to look back at stuff, and so it's really great for me to be able to do that. I tend to write my date from Monday through Sunday. That's just how it works in my brain. And so that's what I did here. And then the next thing I'm doing is just adding some pretty washi tape. I change this up usually every month, and I love it. It adds a bit of color and personality to the page. We're in spring at the moment, so that is why I've used these colors, because they're just remind me of spring and gardening and pretty bright colors. Now on this side, I'm outlining the area that I'm going to use for my running to-do list. And this is where I sort of put everything that I would like to get done in a week. And then I pull from that and add those to each day. But it's also flexible. So I usually write more than I can actually get done in there in a week. Also, I am making a little calendar down here in the corner just to help me out. I like to be able to look at it at a glance and see where we're at. I'm just noticing all the little black dots on my hand, and that is because I was painting the backyard fence, and so I have black specks of paint on my hand and my arm. So if you notice that, that's what it is. But yeah, I like to have a calendar here just to keep me on track, and I'm just going to refer to the previous page because you can see I've got it there, and at a glance, it's nice, especially if I'm writing in like appointments and things like that. I know that I'm not double booking things. I like to outline the to-do list box with some color. It's not perfect, guys. The perfectionist in me is embracing the imperfect. But I do like this planner for that reason. It's kind of a nice cross between a bullet journal style and a traditional planner. And so it works super well. And I love it because I can be a little bit creative with it, but sort of not overboard either. Now we're going to start planning out the homeschool week. This you'll see me using here a couple of pages where I plan out all my lessons for the term. So this is what I do on the computer, and I usually just plan out 6 weeks at a time. That's how long our terms are. I kind of have a general idea of what I want to do throughout the year, but obviously you have to be flexible because things change. For instance, this week, I'm actually writing a lot of the group subjects we were supposed to do last week because we didn't do them last week. I had other things that came up, so we just focused on kind of the bare basics of school last week, but it's no biggie. So I'm just writing them in here. Now, I use a lot of acronyms in here that only make sense to me, and a few people ask what everything means, so I'll try and explain. RA1 stands for Read Aloud 1. We always have a couple of read alouds on the go at a time, and so that's what that means. SM stands for scripture memorization. Then we've got poetry. Then there's HIS stands for history. Science. HIM is hymn study. H and S is harbor and sprout. HT stands for habit training. And then there's RA2, which is our second read aloud. So that is how it makes sense to me. I don't know. Do you write your subjects in as acronyms, or do you... And they're probably not very accurate acronyms either, but they make sense to me. Do you do things like that? Do you shortcode it, or do you write everything out in full? I can fit more on a page like this, and it takes this time to write it out, so I just prefer to do it this way. It also looks like we do a lot of group subjects. Most of this is done over breakfast, so really we do very few, and most of our group subjects I get done on a Monday. We had habit training a few more times this week than normal because I'm playing catch up. But habit training, like the lessons are literally 5 to 10 minutes, so it really isn't a big deal, and my kids always enjoy it as well. And now I'm starting to just add in all of the kids' stuff. LA stands for language arts. HW is handwriting, and then obviously there's math. And those are the only individual subjects that my kids are doing at the moment. It works really well for us. And we're actually doing a 5-day week at the moment. It is a light 5-day week though. We don't do every subject every day, but so far it's working really well. So we do all of our group subjects on a Monday, unless we're playing catch up, and then I kind of spread a couple out over the week, but most of them all on a Monday, and then just individual subjects for the rest of the week. And it's kind of because I wanted to start more in line with a few other things next year, and so I wanted us to finish up some books this year, and so that's why we're doing a little bit extra. But honestly, we get through individual subjects within an hour usually with both kids, so it's no big deal. Now, here under Charlotte, that is my 3, almost 4-year-old, and I am doing 5 in a row with her, which is very basic. But I like to just write in the topic that we're going to be discussing that day, so I have a jumping off point and I'm not like completely thrown. Also, I only do it with her 3 days a week, so Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Tuesday is typically our homeschool social day, so we go and meet up with our homeschool friends, and so I try and make things a little lighter on us on that day. And then Friday, I just don't feel like doing super amounts of school on Friday, and so I keep that light as well. And then I'm just adding some color. I love the color from the highlighters. So now I'm going to start filling out my to-do list. A lot of this stuff is work-related or home-related. There are a lot of things that I do every week, and it's just like a gentle prompt or reminder for me. But yeah, most of it is actually work-related at the moment. I've got a lot of admin stuff going on. And woohoo for daylight savings coming up. That's so exciting because it means summer is on the way. So now I'm going to add in our meals. Now this was a different meal week for us. I did things very easily this week because my husband was away. I use Recipe Keeper to meal plan and do my shopping list and everything. I love it. It's such a great app. And it just simplifies things for me incredibly so. So just writing in our meals for the week. And again, this is just great for me at a glance. I know what's going on, and it keeps things simple. So that's it for planning out my week. That's how it looks. I just add my bookmark back in so that I can easily find my place. And now I'm going to move over to the master homeschool planning book. This is where I keep like a lot of records and I do my big planning. And I'm going to go over to the map your year section. And this is where I just cross off where we are. I love this section for just like planning out everything for the year, knowing where everything is. It just makes life a lot easier for me. So I just cross that off as we go, just to remind myself where we are with our homeschooling. And I can just sort of like flex and change with that as we need to. Now I've just moved over to the pupils section in the homeschool planner, and I'm going to go ahead and cross off the lessons that I have done with Jack and Annie this week. I can't remember where I saw this idea. It was on YouTube. Some homeschool mom shared this idea, but basically you write out all the lessons and then you just sort of like cross them off as they get them done. And it's a great way to just sort of at a quick glance see where they're up to. Maybe you need to do some catching up. It's also very satisfying. And that is how I plan out my homeschool week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and check out Creative Fabrica. Leave any questions for me in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joined to the one